Hi, and thank you for joining us for another episode of Cooking with Cleavage. Tonight I'm going to make something I always used to make. I haven't made it in a while. It's salmon. My mom told me this recipe and she told me not to add anything to it, but of course I did. I can't even remember the two ingredients I added and what the original recipe was, but I'll just tell you right now, I'm gonna actually make this on the grill because like I said before in previous episodes, my stove/oven isn't the greatest, and usually the recipe for this salmon calls for cooking it at 425 for 15 minutes. I'm gonna try to cook it enclosed in aluminum foil on the grill with the same method and see how it comes out. I don't know. So what first you do, what I have down there are green onions. If you could see that, right? What I did is I sliced them long ways. These are green onions that I actually have in my garden. I grew them recently and thought I would try them. They're young and they're tender and they look delicious. And then some salmon fillet. And then lemon wedges, right? I just put lemon all over it. Like this, just circle of lemons. And fresh ginger. I put all that around. Slice the ginger. I put all that everywhere. And sliced garlic. Doesn't have to be chopped really well. It'll really cook nicely in there. You could do this in any order. You could put the ginger and the garlic before you put the lemon. It doesn't really matter. And then what you do is put some soy sauce. Just cover that with soy sauce. And then a little bit of water. Just to dilute the soy sauce so it's not totally salty. And then what I'm going to do is make sure that's all enclosed, right? I'm going to put that directly on the grill and I'm going to cook it for 15 minutes like I do the stove. But I decided also tonight to do some asparagus the same way. Well, that looks like garlic. I'll just put that in there. Who cares? And what I do is in order to get the perfect asparagus stalk, this is without cutting it. You just break it. And wherever it breaks, that's where it's ready to break. Okay? And I did that with the rest of these. And then I'm just going to drizzle it with olive oil. Get a nice little coat of olive oil. And salt. And pepper. I use Tony Chachere's. I know I've mentioned that before in my Cooking with Cleavage episodes. Salt. And then Tony Chachere's. I prefer red pepper and white pepper to black pepper, so that's why you see me using more of that. And then I'll wrap this up, and then I'm going to put this on the grill, and I'll be right back. Okay, so it's here on the grill, and I'm going to time it 15 minutes, okay, and then cover it. And what I've heard is if you want it higher temperature, you just open up this, you open them up. So I have them open right now just to make sure it's at a high temperature because, you want it to cook at a high temperature, but it seals in all the moisture and then it all penetrates, all the flavors will penetrate the salmon. Okay, so we'll be right back. Hello, I thought that I'd make mojitos while we're waiting for that to cook. So first thing I have here is mint, fresh from my garden. So you take a little bit, they say to just slap it. What I like to do is actually like break it up to get it in there, right? Same with this. And I have probably more mint in here than a lot of people will use in a mojito, but hey, the more the merrier, right? I think the more the merrier. So it's just mint. And lime juice, I already have some lime juice squeezed here. Some lime juice. Might need a little more than that, we'll check. And then some simple syrup. You see, simple syrup saves like that in the fridge. This is the same simple syrup I made last time. I was showing y'all how to make cocktails with simple syrup, and then you just muddle all that together. When I bartended, I used to use, you know, fresh, instead of juicing the lime juice like this, I might have like lime squeezes in there. So then, you know, then you add the ice. I have these ice balls that I have actually. And you take a little bit of rum. So it's a 1, 2, 3, 4. And then you shake it. Because like I said before, when you shake liquor with fresh juice in the mint like this, it's gonna bond it all together. And then you don't want to shake soda water with it. I'm using Pellegrino because I actually got some of this because I enjoy drinking Pellegrino by itself. But what I do is I just top it off in the shaker. And then, ooh, that really flew over everywhere. And then you top it in the glass. This isn't probably the right size for it. Then I just top it with a little mint sprig on top, right? See how that is? It's a little garnish. I'll do the same thing for the next one. And when we taste it, we'll see if we need anything else. And then you take the rum. 1, 2, 3, 4. You put it in here. I'm going to add these little pieces of ice in here. Shake it. And then, like I said, I top it with Pellegrino. Whoops, in here. Or soda water. Not everybody uses Pellegrino while they're making their mojitos. Ooh, this one looks a little taller. I might have used a little more Pellegrino in there, but there you go. Cheers. Very refreshing. Okay, so we're gonna go check on the grill, okay? We'll be right back.
Yeah.
Okay, so we took everything off the grill. Might be a little more than it usually is in the oven, because we had to cook it a little bit longer because 15 minutes wasn't long enough, so I didn't know how to judge it. But just so you remember, to get it really rare, like the way I like it to be really rare so it's not over dry. I cook it on 425 for 15 minutes and it's perfect. You might like your salmon a little bit more cooked than that. You might want to test it out with different times and stuff. But here I have the salmon and the asparagus, and I made some popcorn rice, some Louisiana popcorn rice. I actually never heard of Louisiana popcorn rice until I moved to New York. And the chef I was working with up there, Greg Baumel, shout out to Greg Baumel on my Facebook. He asked me about popcorn rice, and I was like, I've never heard of that. He was like, you're kidding me. You're from Louisiana. You've never heard of that? It smells like popcorn while it's cooking. Normally when I make this dish, I have it over pasta, but I've been making pasta way too much on this show. So I thought I'd make rice tonight. You can even put, instead of using any starch, you could serve it over like spaghetti squash is an alternative. And I'm going to make spaghetti squash one day, but not now. You could use something like that. That way there isn't any starch in your dish. Or I've also served this with just salad on the side. So up to you how you want to serve it. But I wanted to tell you, after you get your rice all cooked, you keep the cover on it, you take it off the stove, and you keep it covered for 5 minutes. I'm sure you've seen that. Then you fluff it with a fork. So see, this has not been touched since I took it off. You see how it fluffs like that? Wow. It like actually grows right in the pan, and it's fluffing. So you want to do that with a fork. Then I want to take some of that and put it on my plate. That looks really good. Use more rice if you want to. And I'm going to take a piece of this fish here. That looks really good. Ooh, that's delicious. And then I can actually spoon some of this sauce with this garlic and these onions and the ginger. You want to make sure you can get those green onions underneath it. Oh, that looks so good, right? The ginger and the garlic and that green onion. Okay, and then I'm going to take some of the asparagus, put it on the plate. Doesn't that look delicious? Great. And I want to tell you that this would go really well with a bottle of Chardonnay. And if you are local in New Orleans, one of my friends in New Orleans, I got this at Rouse's today. This is La Crema Chardonnay, and it was $9 off. So, I mean, usually I pay like $30 for La Crema, or at least 20, 25 or something, and I think it was like 13 or something like that. So great, it'll go well. But I'm gonna give it a try before I head out, before I let y'all go, and see what I think. Okay, it's a little bit more cooked than I usually like it, but I bet you it's still gonna be really moist. Just like I remember it. Doesn't disappoint. And these asparagus look like they're perfectly cooked. See, if they're not floppy, they're actually perfect. And you should be able to, excuse me, I'm such a slob. You should be able to get a crunch to it when you bite into it. So that's perfect. So I'm glad that y'all joined me. Oh, I forgot one important thing I wanted to add to this. Here it is. I actually peeled some blue crabs earlier. I thought it'd be a really great addition to this. That's just crab meat. And I just sliced up some avocado. So I thought, oh, how great would it be? Add some avocado on top of here, right? How great does that look? Take this lemon off. You really don't need that lemon anymore. And then take some of this crab meat and put it on top. How does that not look wonderful? I mean, unless you're like my friend who can't have any shellfish, and then of course don't do that because she's allergic. But I think that crab meat makes everything better. So that's just my opinion. It's my favorite thing on earth. So I hope that y'all enjoyed this episode of Cooking with Cleavage. Ask any questions if you have any. Like I've told some of y'all, I don't really cook with recipes so much. The first time, like my mom taught me how to cook gumbo, and I wrote the recipe down. It just had the ingredients. So years later when I went to make gumbo, I was like, oh, okay, I remember how to do it. So anyway, I hope y'all enjoyed. And y'all will hear more about that story when I actually cook gumbo on Cooking with Cleavage. But for now, I hope you enjoyed another simple meal. Salmon with topped with fresh crab meat and avocado over popcorn rice. And it was cooked with ginger, fresh garlic, and green onions with lemon. So I hope y'all enjoyed everything. And I'll see y'all soon. Have a good week.